No. Guys, I'm also a big fan of Max Holloway. I think he's a phenomenal fighter. Obviously, he's a legend of the sport. I've watched pretty much every single fight. This is a five-round fight. Why am I giving it to Max Holloway? Well, first, let me make a case for Ilia Topuria first, okay? Guys, why can Ilia win? I'm gonna give you guys my odds after. Right now, I'm telling you I'm picking Max Holloway, but let me tell you why Ilia Topuria can win. We all know he has incredible power. He has pristine technique. He's a phenomenal boxer. He has very good jiu-jitsu. He's very good on the ground. He has 8 submissions in his career. He has a lot of finishes, not only by KO, many by submission. Not in UFC, but he has 1 submission in UFC. He did submit Bryce Mitchell. But that submission really was because of his striking, right? He pummeled Bryce Mitchell. He pummeled him. He hurt him, got him up against the fence, crushed him, started hitting him with hard shots. Bryce Mitchell was not in a good place. Bryce Mitchell, to his credit, was able to get the fight to the ground a few times. He did scramble. He did scrap well on the ground, but Ilia softened them up with his strikes and then put him in a, if I remember correctly, it was an arm choke, arm triangle. We all know what Ilia Topuria's biggest weapon is. His power. He's got devastating KO. He shocked us all when he knocked out Volkanovski. He knocked out Volkanovski like we've never seen anybody knock out Volkanovski prior to the Makhachev head kick. And then Volkanovski goes right back into it. We all thought it was maybe too early. And then he gets knocked out by Ilia Topuria. Maybe Makhachev had a lot to do with the Ilia Topuria knockout. A lot of us were wondering, hey, is it too soon? Is it too soon? A lot of us critiqued Volkanovski for that. Volkanovski said himself, he has to be in training camp. He can't be outside of training camp. He has to get back in there. When you go up in weight and then you come back down, it could be difficult. Why? Because, when you're fighting a weight above, you start putting on more muscle, you eat a little more, you want to be a little bigger. It's tough to bring that weight back down. It's tough, and that's exactly what Max Holloway just did. He went up to 155, beat Gaethje for the BMF belt. Now he's going back down. Is it going to be difficult for him? All these things we have to consider. However, what does Ilia bring to the table that's so promising? 1, his knockout power. Submitting Max Holloway is going to be very difficult. Nobody's ever done it. Now, if he would get a submission, he'd have to knock Max Holloway down, have him dazed and confused, and then jump on a submission. I doubt he's going to methodically take Max Holloway down repeatedly and then sub him with something really surprising or slick. Unlikely. Not impossible, guys. Never impossible, but highly unlikely. Why? Max Holloway's jiu-jitsu is among the best in MMA. His jiu-jitsu is phenomenal. Nobody's ever really come close to subbing him. I can't even think of one instance where he was in a really deep submission and it looked like he was going to get tapped. He has to knock out Max Holloway. Now, how can Max win? This is why I'm picking Max. I'm trying to explain to you guys why Max can win. I think for Ilia to knock out Max, he has to corral Max to the fence. Because if you look at all of Ilia Topuria's knockouts, all of them, knockout standing up when he drops a guy from standing position because he has some ground and pound finishes. He always brings the guy to the fence. He corrals the guy to the fence. He never gets them out in the open. He never gets them in the center of the octagon. Hasn't happened yet. He's always corralling his opponents to the fence. Why? He's a shorter guy. For him to throw with confidence that he won't get countered, to throw the full power shot, he has to corral you to the fence. Now, here's the thing. That's the one way he can win. He's got one way. Can it happen? Yes. Will it happen? Less likely than a guy like Max Holloway who has many ways to win. He has several ways to win. Okay, now what's Max Holloway's ways to win? Well, let me tell you guys something. He has a lot of 5-round fights. I've lost track of how many 5-round fights Max Holloway has. I don't know. I can't tell you. It's over 10. Okay, so maybe I should count them for fun here, but it's a lot. Okay, 1, he brings a lot more experience, 5-round experience. Ilia Topuria has seen 5 rounds, I think, one time in his career with Josh Emmett, which in my opinion was his best performance ever, even though he didn't get to finish in that fight. Guys, I can't even count it. There's too many. How many times has Max Holloway fought a 10-rounder? Let me look it up here. Let me pull it up. Give me 1 second here. He's 22 wins in UFC and 7. 22 and 7. Goodness gracious. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 fights so far. Aldo 12, 13. Pettis was a 5-round schedule fight. I didn't make it 5 rounds, but he was scheduled. He's doing training camps for 5-round training. 5-round training camps are very different than 3-round training camps. Guys, let's just call it like I think he's more like closer to 20. Okay, he's closer to 20. He has a lot of 5-round experience. We've never seen him get tired once. We've never seen him been dazed. We've never seen him get knocked down. He's been punched for 5 rounds or scheduled 5 rounds over and over again with the best in the world. And the man's chin has been granite. He just went up 1 weight class to fight a guy who's known for being a power puncher. And it's Justin Gaethje. And Justin never hurt him. I think number one advantage Max Holloway has is he has an incredible amount of 5-round experience. I can't even think of anybody else who has more 5-round experience than Max Holloway. Maybe there are some guys who are comparable, but he's up there. He has that on Ilia Topuria. Ilia Topuria has never done a hard 5 rounds. He's never done it. Doesn't mean he can't do it. It's just it's a different kind of fight. You have to pace yourself. You can't just go so hard in round 1. You can't just go so crazy in round 2. You're rounding out round 4 and you think, oh, this is the end. No, there's another 5 minutes. There's going to be another 5 minutes. So one major plus for Max Holloway. Guys, let me, I forgot to put it in the, I'm going to do a poll. Hold on a second. I want to do a poll. I want to see what you guys think. Hold on, before I start changing people's minds here. Okay, let me just do who wins. I forgot to put it. Goodness gracious. Okay, let's put Topuria. Oops. Typo. Topuria. Okay. Or Holloway. All right. You guys tell me who wins. Number 1, Max can outdo him in the 5 rounds. He can outpace him. Guys, don't forget, I think Max has the record for the most significant strikes ever landed in UFC history. He's up there. If he's not the number 1, he's up there. He's in the top 5 for sure. He can out volume. He can out decision. He has a much greater chance of winning by decision. And he could finish Topuria. You doubt me? Go watch his last fight. 1 second left. Knocks out Justin Gaethje. If he can knock out Justin Gaethje's chin has been tested time after time. He's been hit by all the biggest hitters. Then he gets knocked out by a featherweight. That tells me that featherweight is incredibly dangerous. Now, 5 rounds is an advantage for Max Holloway. Max Holloway has been tested far more than Ilia Topuria. He's fought the who's who. He's fought 2 generations of fighters. He can win by more significant strikes. He's a busier fighter. He can win by decision. I don't see Topuria winning by decision. I hate to say that, but I don't see him beating Max Holloway by decision. He has one way to win. I doubt either man subs the other without first really badly hurting him on the feet. It can happen. Subs can happen. No. One thing about Topuria, I'll tell you, is his technique is better than Max Holloway's. This I have no doubt. His technique is better. Is cleaner. His mechanics are cleaner. That's another advantage I think that I have to give Topuria. He has a much more efficient technique. However, I noticed a very big improvement in Max Holloway's footwork, his defensive skill in the last fight against Justin Gaethje. I thought he weathered the Justin Gaethje fight beautifully. He stayed out of trouble. His footwork was better than ever. His variety was very good. He threw a back kick several times. His variety was excellent. So I would give variety, creativity, distance control. I'm going to give it to Max Holloway. However, mechanical precision, Topuria is better. Generally, throughout his career, Topuria has been more defensively responsible. Max Holloway, however, has now improved that element in his fight. I think he's better than ever. He's matured as a fighter. It's crazy to say that after so many 5-round fights, but I find that he's getting better. When he fought Justin Gaethje, I found him to be even better than usual.